When the camera stopped rolling on Alaskan Bush People, many assumed Noah Brown would fade quietly into the wilderness with his inventions and his family by his side. But what happened next was far from peaceful. In just a few short years, Noah went from a devoted husband and father to the center of shocking family disputes, legal drama, and heartbreaking separation. Fans who once saw him as the calm, inventive member of the Brown clan now find themselves asking, where did it all go wrong? This is the story of Noah Brown, his fall, his struggles, and what comes next. When Alaskan Bush People ended, Noah didn't chase the spotlight like some reality stars. Instead, he retreated into a quieter, off-grid life. He and his wife, Rain, settled on an island property where Noah threw himself into his love for creating gadgets and tinkering with new ideas. It was the kind of life fans expected from the so-called Mr. Fix-It of the Brown family, a man happiest when lost in his inventions. But behind the scenes, things weren't as picture-perfect as they appeared. While Noah built solar-powered devices and documented small projects online, there were whispers that the strain of isolation and the demands of raising two young children were starting to show. Social media posts hinted at tension, and followers noticed that updates grew more sporadic. Noah, once eager to share glimpses of his off-grid experiments, seemed to be retreating further inward. To the public eye, it looked like Noah was embracing simplicity. But inside the Brown household, the cracks were beginning to spread, and those cracks would soon widen into an unmissable fracture, one that shocked both longtime fans and casual viewers alike. The first real bombshell came in early 2025. After 6 years of marriage, Noah and Rain announced they were separating. The news stunned fans, who had watched their relationship unfold on screen as a love story that stood out in the chaos of the Brown family's adventures. The couple had built a life together, raising two boys, Elijah and Adam, and seemingly finding balance in the remote wilderness. But that image quickly shattered. According to Noah, he had moved into a small guest cabin on the property, while Rain stayed in the main house. To some, it looked like just a trial separation, but Noah's tone was different. He hinted at the pain of a relationship that couldn't be fixed. Supporters flooded his posts with encouragement, while others speculated on what went wrong. Was it the stress of raising children in isolation, or the ongoing pressure of family drama spilling into their lives? Regardless of the reason, the separation was a turning point. It stripped away the illusion that Noah's life was insulated from conflict. The man once seen as a steady anchor of the Brown clan was now navigating heartbreak, and the storm was only beginning to gather strength. As if the separation wasn't enough, late 2024 brought a shocking twist. Noah and Rain jointly filed for a restraining order against his sister Rain. In their petition, they accused her of sending disturbing messages, making threats, and even battling issues with substance use. Fans who had grown attached to the family dynamic were blindsided. The Browns were always complicated, but this was the first time such explosive allegations surfaced publicly between siblings. But in a surprising move, the court swiftly denied the restraining order. Officials ruled that the filing was vague and lacked specific evidence to support the claims. While Noah and Rain may have believed they were protecting themselves, the denial fueled endless speculation online. Some fans wondered if the feud was exaggerated. Others believed it was a glimpse into a much darker family struggle playing out behind closed doors. What couldn't be denied was the damage it left behind. The Brown family's reputation for sticking together was unraveling, and though the case was dismissed, it left scars. A line had been drawn between siblings, one that wouldn't easily be erased, and the consequences of that division were about to become even more explosive. In the summer of 2025, things escalated in a way no one saw coming. Rain Brown, Noah's youngest sister, went public with allegations that shook fans to their core. In emotional posts, she claimed that Noah had abused her as a child. The details were vague, but the accusation alone was enough to send shockwaves through the fandom and beyond. Noah's response was immediate. He flatly denied the claims, calling them false and insisting he had consulted his lawyer. To him, the accusations were nothing more than a devastating attack on his character. But in the court of public opinion, the story took on a life of its own. Some fans rushed to defend Rain, citing her struggles with grief and mental health after losing their father, Billy. Others argued that the timing seemed suspicious and stood firmly behind Noah. No legal charges were filed, but the fallout was brutal. The Browns, once marketed as a tight-knit if eccentric family, were now fractured beyond recognition. For Noah, the allegations added another layer of isolation. He wasn't just dealing with a broken marriage anymore. He was facing claims that could forever stain his reputation, whether proven true or not. The internet quickly divided into camps. Some viewers expressed heartbreak for Rain, applauding her for speaking out regardless of the lack of legal follow-through. Others believed Noah, pointing to his calm but firm denial as proof of his innocence. social media became a battleground, with fans dissecting every word from both sides, pulling up old clips, and analyzing family dynamics that once seemed harmless on screen. But beyond the noise, the human toll was clear. Noah was painted into a corner, a father in the midst of divorce, estranged from his sister, and struggling with accusations that would follow him for years to come. His attempts to focus on his children and personal projects were drowned out by the chatter. Even the wider Brown family was drawn into the chaos. Some siblings chose silence, refusing to take sides, while others hinted at tension without fully addressing it. The once united public image of the Browns crumbled under the weight of rumor, speculation, and painful accusations. For Noah, the biggest challenge wasn't just surviving the gossip. It was trying to rebuild his life while every move was judged by the world. And the question remained, could he ever move past it? A day Noah's future feels uncertain. He still lives on the island property, where he spends his time caring for his two young boys and working on the inventions that once brought him joy. Some fans believe this isolation is a chance for him to heal, far from the cameras and the noise. Others see it as a lonely exile, where the past lingers too heavily to ignore. Custody arrangements, family divides, and strained sibling relationships all weigh on his next steps. Will he fight for a return to television? Or is his story destined to continue quietly, away from public scrutiny? If history has shown anything, it's that the Browns rarely stay out of the spotlight for long. Noah has hinted that he's still inventing, still building, perhaps hoping that creativity will guide him through the storm. But whether his future includes reconciliation, redemption, or simply retreat, no one can say for certain. What's clear is that his life after Alaskan Bush People is far more dramatic than anything ever captured on screen. And as fans debate his story, one thing is undeniable: Noah Brown's journey is still unfolding, and the next chapter could be his most unpredictable yet. While legal battles and family rifts made headlines, Noah's own behavior on social media added another layer of concern. In early 2025, just weeks after his separation announcement, he posted a bizarre video that left fans unsettled. His rambling tone and cryptic wording sparked speculation about his mental state. Some wondered if it was a cry for help, while others believed it was simply Noah's eccentric personality on display. These online glimpses painted a picture of a man under immense pressure. Juggling divorce, parenting, and explosive family accusations would be enough to break anyone down, and Noah seemed to be showing the cracks in real time. Followers who once tuned in for inventive projects now worried about his well-being. The posts highlighted just how different Noah's life had become from the days when the Browns stuck together through thick and thin on camera. Now he was isolated, both geographically and emotionally, with the internet as his only outlet. Whether those posts were misunderstood or genuine cries for attention, they underscored the same reality. Noah Brown's battles weren't just external, they were internal too. Noah Brown's life after Alaskan Bush People has been anything but simple. What began as a retreat into off-grid living turned into a whirlwind of heartbreak, legal filings, and allegations that fractured one of reality TV's most unusual families. His marriage crumbled, his relationship with his sister imploded, and his once quiet reputation now lives under a shadow of doubt. But perhaps that's the hidden truth of Noah's story. Behind every carefully curated reality show is a real person with struggles no camera can capture. The Noah fans thought they knew. A quiet builder, a steady brother, may no longer exist. What's left is a man fighting to redefine himself in the aftermath of family tragedy and public scandal. The answers about Noah's future may take years to come. For now, the only certainty is that his story is far from over.